Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the huMAn Talk. This episode we are going stateside and are introducing you to our amazing North American distributors, ACT. A lot of you will be familiar to the training courses that they run and have probably sampled their fantastic technical support that they offer across all of their offices. We asked them if they would put together a short video explaining who they were, and boy have they stepped up to the plate. So without further ado, introducing ACT.
Hello from the ACT Lighting support team. If you haven't had that music stuck in your head yet, or didn't recognize it at all, you're not studying hard enough with our online Grand MA3 ACT Academy courses. In case you don't know us, ACT Lighting is the North American distributor for MA Lighting. We are MA North America. While we sell to end users through a dealer network, ultimately all North American MA sales and support comes through us. Let's take a quick look at our offices and meet the people behind ACT's awesome support. We have 3 offices across the continent, 1 in New York, 1 in Los Angeles, and 1 in Toronto. In New York, we have Ryan and Destin doing software support, and Tom with hardware support.
Hey everybody, Ryan Canarak here, ACT Lighting Software Support Manager. Like the rest of the software support team, during quarantine I've been working from home. I have my MA2 keycap centerpiece here to keep me company. As you can see, I get enough natural light in here that most of the time I don't turn on the lights while I'm working. But this is where I do most of my work. But sometimes I work from here. Or here.
My name is Destin Klug, and I support you from my home office. My home recording studio, where I record our ACT Academy course videos.
There are several ways to control the speed of your phasers on the fly. And there are actually 16 different...
As well as ACT New York, where I shop out all the new MA3 gear.
This is Tom Disher from the East Coast Hardware Support Team. We're still here if you need us. Just give us a call or send us an email. Stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands.
In Hollywood land, we have Araya and Nikki on software support, Marvin with hardware support, and Tony, our education manager.
Hey, I'm Araya. I do software support here in Los Angeles, and we're all working from home right now, so here's a little bit about my day. Sometimes I do support here from this table.
Or I'm here on my couch editing MA3 tutorials for our ACT Academy.
There's another way to unlock the console by using the touch... I'm recording over here!
Or here.
And in Toronto, we have Dylan and Mario doing hardware support.
Hi there, my name's Dylan. I'm the service manager at ACT, currently working from home in Toronto. As you can see, keeping active with my MA1 hardware skills by playing Space Invaders almost every day. In my free time, try to keep busy with practicing DJing, working out from home, and going for runs. I hope you're all well, staying safe, and we'll see you down the road.
Hello guys, my name is Mario Olives. I work here in the Toronto office doing support and service for MA products.
Or here.
During this period of quarantine and social distancing, we're only in the office when we receive shipments of new MA3 product or are completing repairs for customers, and the classrooms in our offices are ready and waiting for when we're all able to gather again. But in the meantime, we're mostly working from home, and our support is still available to anyone who needs it. We're even hard at work on another online Grand MA3 course coming in June. As you can see, we're using some top-notch recording studios for the voiceovers. There's another way to unlock the console, by using the touchscreen. Come on! We all hope you are staying healthy, safe and sane in these interesting times, and we look forward to helping you create and maintain shows that are bigger and better than ever once all this is behind us. Cheers! Renee, I think it's time for a beer. Our MA friends in Germany call it Nickel von Hauslaus. Hauslaus vom Nickelhaus. Hus von Nikolaus. House, Mom. How do you say that? How am I going to learn German in 5 minutes? Dankeschön. 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 Darling, Dankeschön. For
Well, there you go. Thank you so much to the whole team at ACT for doing that. It's important to note that everyone at MA thanks the entire distribution network for all they're doing during these times, and are looking forward to seeing you all soon. Now, along with the team that sell and support MA products, there are a huge number of people out there that are training up the next generation of users. So, what happens when they can no longer get together in a studio space with consoles and fixtures? Well, Cat West has come across a neat solution that the team at CalArts have come up with.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about a cool project where MA3D really came through in a time when nothing is exactly what it's supposed to be. As you know, most if not all colleges and universities have had to close down and move classes online due to the pandemic. One of the schools here, CalArts, is no different. The lighting design instructor, Ann Militello, has gone to great lengths to keep the program alive and running while everyone works from home. Normally, her students would get to work with an array of fixtures installed in a light lab on campus, all controlled by a Grand Mal 2. Well, when the shutdown happened, the students and faculty had very little warning and all of a sudden had to move into working at home with just their personal computers and no access to the real rig. Fortunately, because MA on PC and MA3D are free and available to everyone, Anne was able to quickly pivot the class into one where all work was done on the visualizer.
It was like, okay, we're going to all learn, MA3D. And so we had a nice kind of fast, speedy lesson from Kat, and nobody knew this when we started.
And just a note about Ann Militello, she's a theatrical, architectural, and concert lighting designer. Her projects have shown up in theaters, on Broadway, in arenas and museums. She's basically everywhere. Her students continue to program lighting cues to music each week using an MA3D file that matches the physical setup in the lab. It's the same fixtures that they started the semester with. They have Macallures, Encores, Chauvet Maverick MK2s, Elation Fuses, and GLP Impressions and X4 bars. One of the objects of the class will be to eventually come back to the physical lab with their files and see how their programming translates to the real-life rig. For their final project, Anne invited a few designer and programmer friends to watch what the students had created. Lighting designers Suzanne Sasek and Dan Hadley were there to offer their critiques and suggestions. Joe and I were lucky enough to be there as well, and I gotta say, we were all blown away by the talent. One of the things that you need to know about the class is that most of Anne's students had not used moving lights or a Grand MA before the semester started. I'm going to let Anne explain how the final project critiquing worked, and then we'll take a look.
So usually what we do is, when I kind of give the go, we open the folder, we kind of watch it together, and then I'll come back on, and then we'll kind of critique and talk about it.
It has this really 80s club vibe with the color palette that you chose, those teals and those lavenders. It has a strong structure, as your work always does. A lot of those linear and triangular motifs were really effective in this, and I really appreciate your precise and restrained use of movement.
And the thing that I think I really enjoyed about it was the handoffs between each of the looks. How it wasn't jarring at all. They really led into each other beautifully, and the next look would start even before the section of the song. So almost like you would see the dancers coming up stage and then making their entrance. I really like that part.
I think there's a skill in working with the 3D visualizer and kind of making use of how the hotspots look. You just did a really good job of taking those hotspots that were kind of being seen and like morphing them into different shapes that I don't think it would necessarily work the same in real life, but it translates really well to the visualizer. just some really cool geometry going on.
I love the white at the beginning, especially. I would have liked to see more white in it. The white was so beautiful, and it was like so perfect with the whole song. But all the timing and movement, everything was really nice throughout the whole thing. Yeah, that white that's such a great way to start. Oh my God.
This song, one of the first shows I did in undergrad, there was a dance show that happened to this song. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it ever since. It's one of my favorites. I like how slow it is. I kind of wanted the lights to be the performers.
And your gentle moves are really beautiful. Your gentle moves are beautiful. I thought this was one of your best, definitely one of your best.
Like, right, those where you first come into the beams like connecting, and then it's like you have like a connection of the two pillars. I think that was a really cool way to change up a song that's kind of repetitive, to give it sort of an ending and introduce a new look into the space. So yeah.
And I love those little, the way those 6 lights on the upstage are sort of sparkling all through that beginning. Yeah, that's really nice. I love that.
I love all of that. I loved the builds. I love that I didn't know what was coming next. I love that you clearly broke this song down.
I love where you put the camera, actually. The perspective is really good for this song. It makes it have a strength because you're looking up at it like it's a real performance on stage, and I thought that was a good choice.
When different instruments were coming in, you assigned a different type of light to do it's when you close your eyes and listen to it, it's what you see when there's like little staccato drum things, and you can see the twinkling things happen.
And I even love the end with the little bit of like glow and the little blue with the hi-hat, and you kind of revisited all of your themes as it was sort of like softening down. So I thought it was great.
Well, from the moment that I started this class, I knew that I wanted to do this song as my final. And this has been kind of one of my long-lasting favorites. So I just knew from the second that I started the class that this is what I wanted to finish off with.
I really enjoy how you responded to the different portions of the music, like the moments and the tones, like the different kinds of instrumentation. I think you were really specific in terms of bringing in new lights or changing the color of lights to really support those moments happening.
I really enjoyed how you went from in the build-up these big sort of full stage sort of effects into these really isolated things with a lot of negative space in them.
The cycle we repair.
And I also like this uncomfortable kind of green that other people were talking about. There is something to be said for making people appropriately uncomfortable. So the choice of the color and the fact that there are two things happening visually there, but there's more than that happening in the music, and you get to points where there's kind of a blackout in between what you're lighting up, and there's that same sort of uncomfortability, and I think that really works in that part of that song.
Also, the pattern you made on the floor, like everyone said, the teal lights was really, really amazing. Like, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Like the S4 thing you did at the end, where it was multiple colors, both the green and the blue, that came out of nowhere. But that was a great transition.
I wrote down I love and hate the green at the same time.
It's an awful color,
but used so well.
Yeah.
It looks so diverse, and so it's great to know that. Great job.
Light of a sun.
the opening look that you had on the X bars a lot.
The sky is all I see.
I really loved this ombre effect you got on the psych with those X bars. And then kind of everything, just the slow movements. It felt so tied together and so like kind of relaxing.
Christian, I'm always like really appreciative of your work and of how you, like I said a couple weeks ago, like you are good at turning on the maximum number of lights you have in the room and be able to use them very wisely, and it doesn't look muddy or it doesn't look messy.
And it comes up and into this look here, which to me automatically looks like Aurora Borealis. And
I labeled it in my MA.
Yeah.
We were talking about whether or not you push light into the audience's face. And this is a slow song where you wouldn't expect that that's going to be something you want to do, but blowing these lights out super wide and putting a low transmission gobo in there, that's the perfect way to be able to do that and not really annoy the audience.
Did you guys have fun doing this? Did you enjoy these exercises, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, no, we enjoyed them.
I'm just really thrilled that you guys joined us. So thank you to our guests. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully next time it will be in person. Might be a little distance at the beginning, but we'll be working on all that. And everybody, please stay safe and healthy. And thank you for gracing us with your presence today. It really meant a lot. So thank you so much. Okay. In the meeting. Ciao.
Bye.
May the force be with you. Bye.
Bye.
Fantastic. Thank you to all the team at CalArts and Kat for putting that together for us. And if you need to brush up on your MA 3D skills, then please reach out to your local distributor and they'll be able to help you. And there we go. Episode 7 done and dusted. Thank you all for watching. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget, we love your MA People clips. So if you haven't yet, please send them in. There's a link here to explain how to do that. And please, if you like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, etc. But as always, please keep well, stay safe, and we'll see you very soon.